Hi, I'm Eric. This is awkward. Welcome to my gym. So you guys have been asking me about how I make my videos. So I'm gonna make a video explaining how I make my videos. So here it is. Let's get started. Yeah, okay. I literally get this question every single day. This is how I make my videos. So there's gonna be two parts to this video. Part one, I'm gonna explain how I film my videos. And part number two, later on in this video, I'm gonna show you how I edit my videos. So stay tuned for that. Keep watching. So, how do I film? So when I film my videos, I just have my camera, which I'm filming with, so I can actually use it. Let's just pretend my phone is my camera. So I would have my camera on a tripod, and I would place it down, and I would go on and work out. So I would just have my camera there. I would do my squats. I use the Sony 6300 to film my videos, but honestly, that's really overkill. You don't really need a camera. All you need is a phone. If you have an iPhone or a phone that's from recent years, that should be enough. There's a lot of big, famous people on Instagram that just use their phones. So whatever you have available is the best option. So to make your videos look more interesting, you need to film from different angles. So let's say you're doing squats. So you can film yourself from the front, like that, and then you're doing squats. Then once you're done, you're set. You can move your camera to the side and then film from there, then do your squats. And then once you're done with that set, you bring the camera to the other side, film from there, and do your squats. And then you could put it behind you and do your exercise, whatever you're doing. That way, when you're editing your video, you have a lot more videos to choose from and make your edit look a lot better. Now, few tips to make your videos look more interesting. So as I said, you need to be switching up the angles. And one of the things that I like doing is filming from low to high. So putting my tripod a bit lower, like this, maybe a bit lower. I can actually lower this tripod because I broke it. But yeah, the point is putting the camera lower than where you are. That way it makes you look bigger and more intimidating and more interesting. If you just put the camera at your height, it's gonna look boring. So put it lower. Another tip is filming your videos with a close shot. So the complete opposite of this. There's a very wide angle shot. So what you wanna do is zoom in. So as you can see, you're closer now. There's more blur in the background and it looks better. So closer shots are good. So close shots, not wide if you can. If you have a phone, just put it really close to where you are. If you don't have a phone, if you have a camera, well, just zoom in like I just did. So another tip you can use to make your videos look better is filming your face. So let's say if you're doing a squat, instead of filming from the back, like I'm doing right now. So instead of doing this, you should put the camera in front of you. That way you're filming your face. So then when you go and do the exercise, you can see your face and you can see when you're struggling. Even if you're not struggling, you should make it look like you're struggling because it looks more dramatic and dramatic looks better. So zoom in on that beautiful face of yours and make it look like you're actually struggling. And if you're struggling, well, that's good. So when people can see your face, they relate more to the video and it has more impact with them. If they're only seeing your back, well then it's not as interesting and it's boring and people just swipe off. So make sure you can see your face in the video. They don't have to see your face in every clip of the video, but make sure your face is in at least some of them because that way it makes it more interesting. So by putting your beautiful face in the video, it gives the video more emotion and has a bigger impact on the person watching the video because they can relate to you more because they're seeing your face and it has more impact than this. If I make a video like this, well, no one will watch it because I'm looking that way and the camera's just looking at the back of my head and that's not interesting, that's boring. Put your beautiful face because you're beautiful and people should look at you. Another thing you can do is having cinematic shots. So let's say you have all your shots for your video. So you have, I don't know, squatting, deadlifting, whatever. So now you want to add those cinematic shots, the fancy shots. It's called B-roll. You can film yourself taking the plate off or putting the plate on. Or you can film yourself getting into position for your lift. Or a very popular one in my videos, sitting down in the bench, crying. I don't know why, but that seems to do really good in videos, so maybe you should try that. Just sit down and pretend you're crying or struggling, because that tends to do really good. Or you could film yourself just walking up to the bar, walking away from the bar, Having those cinematic shots really helps the video to look more interesting rather than you just pumping weights. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to make it more interesting by having those cinematic shots or B-roll. So you have different shots of you working out from different angles, preferably from low to high so you look bigger and stronger. You have your face in the videos, nice close shots of your face and of you working out and making weird faces to look up as if you're struggling. And you have the B-roll or the cinematic shots of you walking or crying or taking the plate off or on or putting the bar on or off. So you have all that. And now what? Another really important thing is lighting. You don't actually need this, but it was on sale on Amazon, so I bought it. But you don't need this. So if you're in a commercial gym, you probably don't need to worry about the lighting because the lighting is probably already good enough. But if you have your own home gym like I do, you should invest in some lighting. As you can see, there's some very nice, fancy lighting. So this beautiful lighting I bought from Amazon for 60 bucks. And without this, my videos would look like this. Well, like this. Yeah, they don't look very good. Now my videos look epic. Or you could buy something like this if you're a bit more fancy, like I am. But yeah, make sure you have good lighting in your videos. It's really, really, really important. So you have good lighting in your videos now. But how do you make it look dark? Because my videos look dark, but there's actually a lot of light in here. So how do you achieve that? If you're using an iPhone or a phone, you can just bring down the exposure of the video before you record. If you're using a camera, like I am, you can decrease the ISO or ISO, whatever you want to call it. Decrease that. Mine's usually at 100, but that's really low. But that's because I have a lot of light in here. But yeah, that depends from camera to camera, but before you record in the settings, you will want to decrease that light, and that makes it look darker. But we're gonna work on that on the later part of this video, the editing part, so don't worry about it. So another thing you can do to make your videos look more interesting is moving the camera, you know. If you have a partner or someone that you're working out with, you can tell them to, you know, like follow you when you're doing your reps or move the camera from side to side to add some movement. So if you're like me, you have no one to record you, or you do, but they don't want to record you, or they're really bad at recording, you can try this. Film your videos in 4K if your camera or phone allows you to. And then in the editing part, we're gonna crop that video and we're gonna fake movement in the camera. I'm gonna show you how to do that, so don't worry. So yeah, you wanna keep movement in the frame. So you're either moving or your friend's recording you, or you fake the movement. So you have different shots of you working out. You have good lighting. You have close shots of your face struggling. You have your B-roll or your cinematic videos of you putting plates on and off, or putting the bar on, or crying on the ground. You have your cinematic videos. You're filming from low to high. That's basically it for all the filming. So let's jump into the editing. All right, we're here at my computer. Jesus Christ, look at that pimple. Ew. Freaking testosterone, man. Testosterone. From here, we're gonna open up Premiere Pro. If you guys don't have Premiere Pro, don't worry. There's a lot of free programs out there that you can use to edit. There's also a free app on the phone called VN. That's the app I used to use before I started using Premiere. If you guys want a tutorial on how to use that, let me know and I'll make a tutorial. So we have Premiere over here. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna create a new project, and I'm just gonna say video, I don't know. And okay. And again, if you don't have Premiere Pro, don't worry. All the things that I'm gonna say apply to pretty much all other editing apps. So from here, we're gonna import our videos. So I already have them right here. These are the videos that I filmed yesterday. If you have a camera, you can simply plug in your camera to your computer or take the SD card out and just put it on your computer. Or if you film with your phone, you can AirDrop if you have a Mac, or you can use Google Drive or Dropbox, whatever you prefer. So I'm just gonna grab my videos and I'm gonna drag them over here. So we have our videos right here. So we need an audio now. This is the part that I hate the most. And to find an audio, I usually just scroll on Instagram for like an hour until I find an audio that I like. So in this case, I already found it after 2 hours of looking for it. I'm gonna show you my phone. So as you can see, this is the audio that I have chosen. So I'm just gonna screen record it as I am doing right now, and I'm gonna play the audio.
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not gonna get the results, but two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. Nothing's ever.
So once I have screen recorded my audio, So if you're an iPhone, you can just tap the recording thing and then play the audio and record it. So from here, I'm gonna stop screen recording, stop, and then I'm gonna go to my photos. And again, with the other videos, you can just airdrop it to your computer or Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever you prefer. There we go, downloading. I'm gonna drag the audio to Premiere Pro. Then we're gonna click this page looking thing. Click on sequence. Right here on the digital SLR, under 1080p. Then over here, right here, 30 frames per second. I'm gonna click this one. I'm just gonna give a random name. And then I'm gonna go over to sequence over here. So right now our video is horizontal and we want it vertical. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip these. So instead of 1920, I'm gonna write 180. Instead of 180, I'm gonna write 1920. And leave everything else the same. And so now we have our timeline here. I'm gonna drag the audio. I'm gonna keep existing settings. And I'm just gonna zoom in. And as you can see, we have our screen recorded audio. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna click C. And I'm gonna cut right before it starts. Because as you can see here, there's a bunch of dead space. We don't need that. We're gonna delete that. Press delete, then scroll to the end. I'm gonna play for a second.
But two, more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. Nothing's.
So we can see that the audio ends right here. So I'm gonna press C and delete. Awesome. So we have our audio now. So to separate the video from the audio, we're gonna click right click, scroll down, and unlink. That way we have our video separate from the audio, and we're just gonna delete that. Great. Now, this is where the fun begins. So we have our audio, and we have our videos over here. This is where you let your creative juices flow. So I'm gonna edit the video, and then I'm gonna come back after, and I'm gonna show you what I did, why I did it, and I'm gonna explain everything. All right, we're back. So I have the video here. As you can see, there's very, very short cuts, short clips. I'm just gonna show you the video real quick.
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not gonna get the results. But two, more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
So that's kind of like a rough cut of what I got so far. So when you first import a video here, so when you drag it from here to the timeline, it's probably gonna look like this, horizontal. To fix this, you're gonna go over here where it says rotation, and you're gonna put -90, and that's gonna make it vertical. So they look like this, all right? That's only if you're using a camera. If you're using an iPhone, then it's probably vertical already, so you don't have to worry about that. So as you can see, we have the audio here, and we have the audios of the videos, and we don't want these. So what I'm gonna do is gonna select all of them, right click, go down, unlink, and I'm gonna delete these, because in some of them you can hear my music that I was playing on the background, and we don't want that. So as you can see, again, so yeah, really, really short clips here, right? So none of the clips are longer than a second. As you can see, like 18, like none of these clips are longer than a second. Some of them might, but you want to keep your clips really, really short. Why? Because people that are scrolling on Instagram have a very short attention span. You know, they're just scrolling around, they're just swiping videos. They just want to see something interesting. And if you give them one long, boring video, they're just gonna swipe off. Keep your clips very, very, very short. All right, so like a second, half a second, stuff like that. So as you can see here, we have a nice smooth transition between this clip and this clip. All right, I'm going down, I'm sitting back, and then the shot switches and it looks like I had like two cameras there. So remember earlier when I told you to film from different angles, the same exercise? This is why. Because now, so I'm sitting back, and then a different angle looks like it's like the same shot, but it's not. Also a great example is over here. So here I'm going up with the dumbbell in the row, then switch to shot, and then I'm going down. This is a nice smooth transition here. But you want to pay attention here. So I'm going up, my elbow's up here, then when I change clips, my elbow is still up and then going down. So here I'm going up with the elbow, then going down here. So this is what I call like the flow of the video. So as you can see, here we're going up, and here we're going down. Then here we're going down again, because in this video we were going down, so we keep the flow of going down. So we go down, then I stop, and it looks like I'm going back up again. Then here I'm going up again, and then it looks like I'm going down. Then in the next clip, the barbell's going down. And then again, I'm gonna switch the angles again. Same exercise, different angle. So here I'm going down, I'm pausing, and then I'm going up. So you see there's like a flow in the video. It's not just like random clips pasted together. You wanna like, also as I said before, you want your like B-roll, your cinematic shots. So like here, I'm not doing any exercise here, I'm just sitting down. And here I'm just moving my camera around the logos of my rack. Here I'm just grabbing the bar. And here, that's when I'm starting the exercise. So you want to have like your B-roll, like your cinematic videos at first, as if like the audio is like slower and it's just starting, and then move on onto the exercises. And again, keep that flow of the video, you know, going up, going down. You also want to go at the pace of the video. In this case, this audio is a bit slower, so the pace is a bit slower. So my clips are actually a bit longer. You know, if it's like a faster pace audio, you want to make those cuts a bit faster, especially here at the end. He says, you didn't earn it, but there's like a long pause. So that's why I put like a longer clip at the bottom. Sorry, not the bottom, at the end. So like, there's like shorter clips here, and then we have like a longer clip here, because it's the end. All right, this is my last rep. I'm pushing really hard here. Then we're gonna rack the bar. You always want to end the video with like a little bit of a longer clip. This like kind of symbolizes that the video is ending. Now, the fun part, the text. So what I'm gonna do is gonna click T. I'm gonna click on my video, and I'm just gonna type a random thing, and they're gonna double click. I'm gonna go Essential Graphics, and I'm gonna put it in the middle. They're gonna go over here. I'm gonna select this, align vertically, and then align horizontally. This is gonna put my text right in the middle. And then for my font, this is the font that I use called Times. Click on that one. And then I usually set my size to around 60, between 50 and 60. So now there's our text, and now this is where the fun begins. So I'm gonna drag my text all over the timeline. That I know of, there's no way of doing this automatically. Actually, yes, there's a way on Instagram. There's like an automatic caption thingy that you can use. That's what I used to use in my older videos if you go back. But now, I didn't like how that looked, so I switched, and I do it manually. So now what I do is, I just listen very, very closely to the video, and I cut the text, and I just write out what the guy is saying. So I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna come back and explain how I did it. All right, so as you can see, I did all the text. This one in particular was very hard and tedious. So I'm gonna play it and let you see.
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not gonna get the results. But two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
So as you can see, the guy is speaking really fast. So the words are very quick. So as you can see, I just went by and listened very, very slowly to what he was saying, and just cut the text and wrote down what he was saying. It's a very tedious and boring process, but I like how it looks, so that's why I do it. You can also, instead of writing each word one by one, you can also write sentences, and that should make it a bit easier too. So now, how do I make my videos look dark? Basically, I get this question every single day. So I'm gonna grab all my text, and I'm just gonna move it up. And I'm gonna go over here, click the thingy, new item, go down, adjustment layer. I'm gonna drag it to the timeline, and I'm just gonna drag it all the way. So I'm gonna go down here to Lumetri color. So this is probably gonna be the same thing for all the programs. You know, all the editing programs probably have like exposure, contrast, and that type of stuff. So let's begin. So I'm just gonna go to a part where the video is nice and clear. So this one. So I'm just gonna make sure I select the adjustment layer, the pink thing. I'm just gonna start dragging this around. So as you can see, the video already looks darker. So we bring the exposure down, we bring the contrast up just a bit. The highlights, I like to push them all the way, just so like my lights look a bit brighter. And I just bring my exposure a bit lower, decrease my shadows a bit. And then I go to the creative part and I bring down the saturation just a bit, not too much because I don't want to look gray. So just a bit. Then I go all the way down, and the vignette, I don't know how you pronounce that, and just add a bit. And since we did that to a adjustment layer, that should have done it for the whole video. So let's just play that back. So as you can see, it looks a lot darker.
If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results, but two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
So just to show you, I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna click this. So as you can see, not a huge difference, but a good amount of difference, and it makes it look a lot better in my opinion. Just one more time, right here. So you're gonna go over again, just nice and quick. So bring exposure down, contrast up, highlights all the way up, shadows down a bit, saturation down a bit, and then the vignette. So it's looking pretty good. And like I mentioned before, I'm gonna show you how to fake the movement. So if you don't have anyone to film you, if you don't have a friend or your friend doesn't want to film you, but you still want to have the camera move around, this is how you do it. So you would usually do this before you do everything else, but I forgot. So for example, this video, I shot it in 4K, but I cropped it down to 180. So as you can see, the scale here is 50. With a regular video, it would be 100, but this one is 50. So what I'm gonna do is gonna crop the video again to 100, and as you can see, we're a lot more zoomed in. So I'm gonna zoom in here in my timeline. I'm gonna go to the beginning of the video, then I'm gonna move my video like this, and then I'm gonna click here on position on the clock, and we're gonna add a keyframe right here. I'm gonna keep it there, and then I'm gonna move the video to the end right here, and then I'm gonna move my video down and just to the side a bit, and we're gonna have a keyframe there. So now when we play back,
One, you're not going to get the results.
see that?
One, you're not going to get the results.
So see how now it moved? See, now it's moving with the barbell. So before it just looked like this.
You're not going to get the results.
Now
One, you're not going to
it
get
looks
the
like
results.
this. Personally, for this video, I don't love how it looks because the clip is just very short, so I'm just gonna delete that. But if you wanted to do that, that's how you do it. We crop the video and we move the camera and add keyframes and fade the movement. Here, another example, I'm gonna do one more just to teach you guys. So go here, scale, 100, now it's cropped in. We click here in the watch position. We drag it to the end. Well, in this case, because this is where I reach the top, so this is where I'm gonna drag the video up. And then gonna go back. Let's see how that looks. So that's how you add fake movement to your video. So let's see how that looks.
Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results, but two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
That looks great. We're gonna save. And now I also get a lot of questions how I add that zoom in effect. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna add that to the first clip. So very similar to how we fake the movement in the 4K clip. So I'm gonna click here on scale. we're gonna put 110. So now it's a little zoomed in. I'm gonna go to the end. You're gonna click this arrow to bring it back to 100, and I'm gonna drag the keyframe all the way till the end. So as you can see, there's a very subtle zoom in. I'm actually gonna add a bit more, so I'm gonna add 120 instead, so it's a little more zoomed in. So see how it zooms in? Sorry, see how it like zooms out? And I'm gonna do the same thing with this clip. So I'm gonna here scale, drag it, go to the beginning, 120, then go to the end, and 100, and drag it to the end. See how that looks?
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned.
Beautiful. So as you can see, the videos that are like zooming out, it just looks a lot better because there's more movement in the video. So the viewer's not gonna get bored.
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not gonna get the results. But two, more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
And I am happy with how that looks. So that is basically it. So now I would just go by, watch it a few times, change some details, make sure the spelling is right, make sure everything looks correct, and yeah, that's basically it. So to export it, I click Command M or Control M on PC. I click here on Format, H.264. So you're gonna click right here where it says medium bitrate. And then if you want to, you can use maximum render quality, and you're gonna click export. So that is it. So now from here, I'm just gonna airdrop it to my phone. But again, you can use Dropbox or Google Drive, whatever you prefer. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope I answered all your questions. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know down in the comments if you guys want a tutorial on how to use VN, the app on the phone. It's for free. That's what I used to use when I started, and it's very good, so I really recommend it. So let me know if you want a tutorial for that. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. If no one has told you today, you're an absolute legend. See ya.